What's up, you guys? Aditi. Welcome back to our channel. We have already seen psychodynamic perspective, which is Sigmund Freud's perspective when it comes to personality. But personality isn't just about what happens to us in childhood, not just about childhood experiences and the psychosexual stages of personality development. That's not all that personality entails, but behavior is also a big part of personality, like one of the big parts of personality. So behaviorists said that personality is nothing more than set of learned responses or habits. Behaviorists used principles of conditioning to explain actions and reactions of both animals and humans. So if I have to give you an example, take this boy who is shy, who has a shy personality. Then behaviorists would say that one of his parents or both his parents are very harsh and have this very harsh, disciplined, rigid kind of a parenting. So we can say that the child was negatively enforced. That is, to avoid getting scolded or punished, he would avoid his parents, or he would avoid getting any kind of attention from his parents, which ultimately made him fear any kind of public authority, higher authority, any kind of any adults, so say teachers, principal, parents, etc., which developed this habit of getting away, not getting any attention, which is how the behaviorists would explain his shy personality. So these were behaviorists. Let's talk about this other kind of theorists called as the social cognitive theorists, and they emphasized the influence of social and cognitive factors on learning. So according to these social cognitive theorists, the behavior is governed not just by the influence of external factors and response patterns, but also by cognitive processes such as anticipating, judging, and memory, as well as learning through the imitation of model, which is also known as observational learning and has been given to us by Albert Bandura. And today's psychological concept that we are going to see is also given to us by Bandura. Bandura believed that three factors influence one another in determining the patterns of behavior that make a personality. First is the environment, second is the behavior itself, and third is personal or cognitive factors that the person brings into the situation from his past experiences. So these three factors affect each other. So like one factor will affect the other two and vice versa. It's like a reciprocal relationship, a give and take, and that's the reason why Bandura called it reciprocal determinism. So let's first talk about the behavior a person has, behavior itself. So behavioral factors. So a person's behavior is influenced by two things. First is the cognitive factors and second is the environmental factor, such as social stimuli. So for example, a child is crying and throwing a tantrum because he doesn't want to go to school, and then the teacher scolds him, which makes him act out even more. Now let's go to the second factor, which is environmental factor. So the environment includes actual physical surroundings. People may or may not be present, and there is potential for reinforcement in the surrounding. The intensity and frequency of the behavior is not only going to be influenced by the environment, but there is also going to be an impact on the environment, because like I said earlier, the person brings its ideologies, its views, its beliefs, its past experiences from his past. So that also kind of influences or has an impact on the environment. So a great example is a child is talking in the class, so the teacher reprimands him, and the child's behavior is not the only behavior that changes, so he just stops talking, but even the whole class, the rest of the class, it kind of changes them as well. Even they will not talk. So maybe one person is talking, the teacher scolds him, there will be somebody else who was also talking or doing something, fidgeting, whatever, he will also stop doing that. So one behavior in the surrounding can also change the surrounding like that. Okay, coming to the third factor, which is the personal factor. Personal factors includes all the characteristics that have been rewarded for you in the past. So personality and cognitive factors play a very important role in the way you behave in your surroundings. For example, a child knows that if he misbehaves right now in class, the teacher is going to scold him, she's going to punish him, or send him to the principal's office. But if he waits till the end of the school to misbehave or do something, then he won't be punished. So he will tailor his behavior accordingly, and he will not misbehave or do something shaitani right now, but he will wait till the end of the school to do it. I'll give you two more examples to help you understand this concept of reciprocal determinism. So first example is that imagine there is a student who is really shy and it's his first day of school. So when he reaches his class, he sees that the whole class is there and they are talking to each other, and so what he does, he tries to just slip at the back of the class without trying to grab any kind of attention. So here, keeping to himself and being shy is the personal factor. The environment is the class and all the students who are just talking and chit-chatting and all of that, and his behavior is slipping the end of the class to not get any kind of attention from anyone. But before he can actually slip at the back of the class, a student who is sitting on the first bench greets him and invites him to sit with him. Then probably his behavior will change and he will go and sit with him. So here there has been a change in the environment, like some student has greeted him and he has invited him to come sit with me, which is going to change his behavior in the future. Okay, let's take another example of Raju. Raju walks into a classroom and he sees there's no teacher, there's no adult in the room, and there are all of these students who are just talking by themselves. Raju loves getting attention, and he has gotten attention in the past when he has talked loudly and he has cracked a lot of jokes. So you can say that this kind of behavior has been rewarding for him in the past. So when he enters the classroom, he's going to start doing that. Also, it's not just about talking loudly and cracking jokes that gets him all the attention, but when there is no teacher or any kind of authority present in the surrounding, that's also another reason when he gets it, and there was no teacher in this classroom, right? But if teacher enters in the classroom, his behavior is going to change and he is not going to talk loudly anymore and he's not going to crack jokes anymore. Because of the change in the environment, his behavior also changed. Now if we take another scenario where there is no teacher and he walks into a classroom and he starts talking loudly and cracks jokes like he has done in the past, and it has rewarded him and he has gotten attention, but in this surrounding nobody gives him attention, then for the future, like in the future from this illustration forward, he may not actually behave this way again, because in this situation he has learned that he did not get the attention that he wanted. This time his behavior was not rewarded. So again, because of the surrounding, his behavior has changed. To end this video, all I'll say is that B.F. Skinner said that person's behavior is controlled by the environment. But Alfred Bandura said that not only the environment is influencing a person's thinking, but even the subsequent behavior of a person is influencing the environment. And with that, I'm going to end this video. Go like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next Friday with another psychology video. Bye. End of the class, like end of the school. सदैवच होती
सासूरवाडीला जरा बायकोच्या नावाने ओळखतात. बेबीचा नवरा